so many of my songs are about what really happened. I always say that a song like Every Time You Go Away that I wrote, if the person I wrote the song about would have been in the room, I never would have written the song because I would have just said it. And I could say that the same thing about Sarah Smile, One on One, on and on and on and on. They're very autobiographical and very much about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about at the moment.
For me, it's almost like just keeping your songwriter antenna up and aware. It's like it could be as something as mundane or as insignificant as someone happens to say something, or you might read something, or some little emotional thing, and then try to take it and make it kind of greater than perhaps the initial inspiration was.
I remember the first time I heard Sarah Smile on the radio, and it was on I mean, it had already been a hit on R&B radio. It was a big hit, and then it broke out of the Midwest, out of Ohio. But I had never heard it on pop radio. And when I remember, I'll never forget this. I was in California, and I was sitting listening to the radio, and I thought to myself, this doesn't sound like anything else that's before it, after it, around it. How in the world is this a hit? But its uniqueness really stuck out to me back then. I think we both have a very complicated relationship with commercial success. Sometimes adversarial. I don't like pop music. I don't listen to it. Never did. Don't really think much of it. But we don't relate to ourselves as pop musicians. We were popular musicians, but like I said before, our music didn't sound like other things on the radio. So I don't know what the hell it is, but I don't know. It's not the thing that motivates John, right? It doesn't motivate John. It doesn't motivate me to be popular. It's to write something effective.
That's a byproduct of good work, great songwriting, making great records, and working hard. That the success is a byproduct of that. It's not the goal.
I will say that we learned from the masters. I mean, I don't care if it was Gamble and Huff, Tommy Bell, Arif. We took something from all of those great people, but then we got bogged down with a lot of people who were talented but didn't necessarily have our vision in mind. So I think that we did a lot of great work, but it was kind of like pulling teeth. And we finally said, enough of this, and let's go do it ourselves. But we had that, we sort of had that wind in our sails. We had the ability that we had taken from all those people we just talked about. So it made it very natural and easy.
I don't know. I mean, I find it, when people, put their experiences and like intertwine them with our music, it's kind of interesting. Most of the time, although some of them are happy, and they tend to be in later years, but a lot of people, one of the main ones we get, I think, is your album helped me through college, which was is always an interesting one. Because I think it's, those kind of dark, more difficult years that I guess they related to, especially The Hurting and somewhat to Songs from the Big Chair. I mean, I think that when we were approached to do this tour, I think that sometimes putting pairings together can be difficult, but I think that their music, and I'd like to think ours also, has stood the test of time, so it doesn't get stuck in an era particularly. And so it's interesting that younger kids now actually are discovering their music the same way as they're discovering ours. So in that sense, it made complete sense.
Also, the combined height of Hall & Oates is the same as our combined height. Yes, it's true. It's quite remarkable, and that was one of the things that sort of swayed it for us, wasn't it?
What is the combined height?
I have no idea. Everybody Wants to Rule the World has become one of those songs that is just constantly on the radio, thank God. And it's just every time that intro hits, it's like you feel it's summer. It is an incredibly happy song, and it's quite in contrast to the lyrics, actually. But for some reason it turned out like that. You know, we find it absolutely flattering when people like Michael Andrews and Gary Jules comes along and does Mad World in a way that we never ever imagined, because they were fans of The Hurting. When Kanye West does a song of ours because he was a fan of The Hurting, it's quite incredible.
Twice as now. I can't go, but just repeating the same old lie. Baby, hey, with a woman's eye, I can feel you watching in the night, all alone with me, yeah, waiting for the sunrise. When I feel cold for me, when I feel like can't go on, you come and hold me. It's you and me forever. Say the smile, say the smile. Won't you smile about with me? Say the and we can keep it unfurled and pay no attention to the cradle of the grave.